It's time to drop the mask. It's time to put down the many masks that you wear throughout your day, which no longer feel aligned with you. I had this really big realization just a moment ago about the masks that I've worn through my life. I start to have this feeling of what mask I'm wearing when I come onto YouTube. What is the persona that I feel like I need to be? What do I need to be? I feel like there's this flow happening with how I present on YouTube, but there's this inner striving, this inner feeling element of every time I speak, every time I do a video, how aligned am I? How authentic am I being? How real am I being? How intentional am I being with everything that I say here? Because it's so valuable. Your attention here is so valuable. I don't take it for granted. I find it extremely precious. I find attention very precious. It is the modern day currency because our attention is thrown everywhere. So you being here right now is absolutely precious. So thank you so much for being here, listening to me. Truly grateful. But I really want you now to start feeling into your life and your journey. With every situation, every circumstance, every connection, everywhere in your life that there is some form of engagement, and we're permanently engaging with the world. We can have a mask for just how we engage with the world, how we receive life. Can sometimes just be I'm wearing a mask of how I'm perceived I'm supposed to take this, how I'm supposed to receive life. Our masks are constructed by our assumptions and our perception, which has been cultivated and crafted through our life up to this point. And it makes perfect sense. Our environment has had a massive implications on how we feel we should be in the world. And as soon as I start moving through the world or moving forward with the word should, I'm far away from my authentic expression, my authentic stance, my authentic place of being in the world. I just want to be so radically raw and real in the world. I want to be tuned into God. I want to be guided by the love of God in every moment. I want to be brave enough to step away from what everything in the world thinks I should be. My life has actually been just this progressive journey of realization and a progressive journey of continuing frustration of not being who I truly want to be. And it's with that energy, with those powerful moments of what we could say frustration, that it's springboarded me into deeper and deeper desires to be what I truly want to be, how I want to feel in the world, how I want to be in the world, how I want to be, how I want to connect with others, how I want to be with my family, how I want to be with my lover, how I want to be with my friends. Because one thing you may notice, that in different situations, you'll wear a different mask. There'll be different situations where you sometimes drift further and further away from being that authentic true self. Now I want to acknowledge and honor situational ethics. Sometimes we have to mold ourselves in certain situations, but in their moments, it's cultivating a flow state where we can still be in alignment. It's our inner path which comes into its very own here. And when we start to find our true inner alignment, no matter what situation we'll be in, we will be able to mold to situations and circumstances more into our true alignment. That's one thing I'm discovering more and more so on a daily basis. But it's that feeling of when we've put the wrong size shoe on. You know, when we're going about our life and it just feels so obvious that this is not what I'm supposed to be wearing anymore. And it's having our moments where we come into our true alignment, that we really relish being in that. We feel into what it feels like to be truly aligned. And maybe you're at a point in your life now where you're wearing more masks than when it comes to actually being in your true self-expression, your true inner alignment, the connection between and that alignment between inner and outer. And we bring it into that true alignment. Maybe the inner is not aligned with the outer at the minute, and that's totally fine. But just when you start to have them pockets and those opening windows, maybe they're quite brief, of that moment where you feel like this is it. This right here now is my true expression. And keep coming back to that feeling. Even when you have to drift out of that true alignment, you have to maybe put on a mask in a certain situation. You have to go out of alignment all of a sudden. When that is over, keep coming back to that feeling of that true alignment, of how you feel when everything is down, your defenses are down, the masks are down, you're speaking, you're moving, you're breathing in your true self-expression. And our nervous system has a real key component when it comes to our self-expression. When we're in a state of shutdown or extreme fight or flight, we're in this profound state of contraction. And when we're in a profound state of contraction, we're not in that flow state. We're not near our natural state. We're not in that natural state of being, which allows us to be truly, deeply, beautifully aligned. So this is why it's really important for you to feel into and align with practices that can help you along your journey. I personally have found breath work a phenomenal tool when it comes to healing and restoring my nervous system. If I think of how I was when I was, say, between the ages of 16 and 25, that was a really powerful time of being so far away from being just feeling so uncomfortable with myself, and with that deep sense of insecurity, that uncomfortability. I was wearing this rigid mask of almost pretending to smile in a world where I just didn't feel like I fitted at all. And fast forward now, where there's been over a decade of stuff happening where I've tuned into practices which have really helped. And the journey I've discovered just becomes more and more subtle and a lot more nuanced when it comes to how I feel in the moment. There's a lot more harmonized communication, which allows me the space to be, wow, okay, what am I wearing now? Am I in alignment now? As when you start to regulate and heal your nervous system, it really creates space for you to be able to pause and have a moment to really feel. You'll start to notice, you'll be able to become more aware of even what thoughts feel good. What thoughts are going to guide me to, or going to help me bridge into being my authentic self? What feeling tone is it that I experience when I'm in my deepest sense of true self-expression? And we're navigating out of survival, we're navigating out of shutdown, and it's with that journey that we develop our natural state of expression, of speaking, of being, of feeling, of moving through life, and starting to experience that backdrop. There's actually a pleasurable backdrop behind creation, which supports you in your self-expression, however that may be and feel to you. And your journey, your way is the right way. Your way is the perfect way. It's your journey of finding your true expression. To keep going inward, to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into your soul and finding your soul alignment. And there's going to be frustrations along the way. But a powerful place to be right now is for you to question, just to sharpen your sort of discernment when it comes to, am I wearing a mask here or am I being real? Am I being in my truth right now or am I not? What are these words that I'm speaking right now? Am I honoring my words? Am I being respectful of my words? Am I being tuned into how I'm speaking, being and feeling in this life right now? Those power questions that I absolutely love. I'll always reflect and talk about those. They're such a great way to tune in. Self-inquiry is really, really important when it comes to discerning whether you are wearing a mask or not. I spoke about family dynamics recently as well, and being around your family is a really big sign of where you are when it comes to being into alignment, when it comes to being able to express, especially if you've had to navigate the feeling of shame through your early development. The emotion of shame is a big one around families. You feel this, I shouldn't be doing that. I should not be being my true self because I'm worried about how I'm going to be received. I'm not going to get that validation. If I'm my true self, am I going to get validated? Am I going to get accepted in my community, in my close network and family? It brings up a lot when you start to tune into and tap into this true self-alignment and soul-aligned development. It brings up a lot. We spend so much of our lives wanting to be accepted, and then we're now opening up the doors to potentially not being accepted. So we have to cultivate courage and we have to cultivate strength from our own journey and discovery. So start asking powerful questions today, my friends. Start feeling to when do you feel in your truest self-expression? When do you feel in your truest alignment? Share in the comments, let me know what part of the journey you are in at the minute. Thank you for being here right now with this journey of my expression whilst I'm here on YouTube. This is such a big part of my journey. It's been phenomenal actually when it comes to feeding into how I'm being in the moment, how I'm expressing myself, how I'm going to be received, am I going to be received, but still going through it anyway, still tuning into my true self despite how it may feel that it's going to be received. It's down to me to be true, to be real and keep coming back to myself so I can hopefully inspire you to do the same. Sending you so much love, my friends, and I cannot wait to see you in the next expressive video.